Hey everybody, welcome back to my celiac disease symptom number 4. Hard to believe we're already on number 4 now. This is going to be a little cringeworthy. It's diarrhea. So just FYI, it's going to be a little descriptive. I think it's necessary to do that, just so that we cover all our bases. But um, I I mean, this started off a long time ago for me. Probably when I was young teenager, really. There were times where, especially during the wintertime, where I would, eat something, whether it be like Cheerios, I think I react to oats also. So it'd be like Cheerios, sometime in the morning. I'd have that with milk, obviously. And then I'd eat it, and 30 minutes later, I'd be run to the bathroom. I do want to be a little descriptive. Was like explosive diarrhea type situation. So with that being said, there were other times where it was a little more subtle, and it was, I had a little rumbling going on down there, and it was like trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And then I would kind of have like some not so great stools after the rumbling and the pain that was kind of going on down there. And so I dealt with this for, several years, on and off. And that's the thing, it would be fine, for like a month or two or a couple months. And then I have this little bout where I would go through and, I would have this diarrhea come out of nowhere. And I'd be like, what the heck is going on? And I could never really, trace it back to exactly what I had eaten. And obviously I was young at the time, so I didn't really think about it. I'm like, this is just, normal or whatever. And no, it's not normal. So please don't tell yourself that. Or another thing I kept telling myself was, oh, it's just anxiety or whatever. No, it's not anxiety either. That might have a little bit to do with it, but I mean, which came first, the chicken or the egg? Especially in my situation, I think I developed more anxiety after I started having these bouts of diarrhea, which who wouldn't, have a little anxiety? I don't have Crohn's or anything like that, or colitis. There were some times where we were going like on a trip or something like that, and all of a sudden I have to go run to the bathroom, and it'd be diarrhea. So, this is something I struggled with for a long time. Is kind of personal with me, um, and there were, like I said, there were times or spells that I would go through where there wasn't really any problem. And looking back on it now, I find it funny because with the connection to vitamin D that I'm finding through all this research that I've been doing, most of the time during the summer, I didn't really have a problem. It was like early springtime. It was winter time, the middle of the winter, or not really late fall or like summertime, because that's when my vitamin D was highest. But that's kind of getting off topic. So fast forward to 2019, 2020. I'm still having like diarrhea. Just to be a little bit more descriptive, now it's a little bit different though. So like before, when I would have the diarrhea, it would just kind of come and go, and then my stool would kind of go back to a normal-ish type. And this time it was more. It would I would have the diarrhea, but then it would never really quite go away. It would still be a loose stool. And that was probably, like I said, well, really 2017, 2018, 19 was definitely when I noticed. It was just very slow progression. And mine just kind of turned out, even when it was more normal-ish, like it was still loose. Like when you would flush, it was still kind of like, you know, almost like a bomb had gone off. Like nothing really stayed together that well. So I knew I wasn't digesting super great. And that's when, of course, a lot of my other symptoms started coming up. So like I said, I have looser stools, even when it was somewhat more normal. So I don't even know if that's like diarrhea or whatever you want to call it, typical diarrhea. Just not a normal stool, right? Things weren't digested all the way a lot of the time. So it was almost like I was having diarrhea all the time. And so that's when I also was having the acid reflux that I was talking about. So I knew something wasn't quite right, and thankfully I figured out what was going on. And I've, of course, been making this connection to vitamin D also in digestion. So check out those videos also. But anyways, I'm just going to kind of wrap it up. Like I said, This is something I struggled with for a long time. It kept getting worse and worse over time. Uh, and like I said before, it would kind of just come and go, and then my stool would kind of return to normal. But as things got worse and worse, I kept seeing more like undigested food and also just more of a loose stool in general as I got older and as celiac disease progressed more. So, um, looking back now, I wish I had figured this out a long time ago. So please don't wait to get checked out if you think that you may have celiac disease, or if you have any chronic digestive issues. I suggest definitely getting checked out by a medical doctor. Okay, and I'll try and post all the tests that you can do for celiac disease in the description below. So if you like this content, make sure you check out my other videos I've done on my celiac disease symptoms. And you can also check me out on Instagram. It's EthanJones7101. With that being said, I appreciate you all watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.